Alright, I'm going to teach you guys how to edit photos without using Lightroom. Now, this is not to say Lightroom isn't amazing, because it is, and it is an industry standard. I actually edit a lot of my photos on Lightroom, but I also think it's great to have alternatives. And while Lightroom is awesome, for beginners, they might want to start by not investing so much, but still getting the practice and the quality that they need. Lightroom costs $119, and what I'm showing you today costs $0. You can get it in the Apple App Store. It's called Polar. Now, I've experimented with a lot of different free photo editing softwares. Polar by far is the most professional and has given me some of the best results with my photos that almost compete with Lightroom when editing my photos. So I'm gonna get started and I hope you guys enjoy. So this is Polar. I have a few sample photos here that I shot in New York, and I figured this would be a good way to kind of show how the tools work. So first we'll go through them. Over here is where you'll import your photos. Over here is your photos information. I really like when you click here, you can get the image info down to the make and model of the camera you shot it on, how many megapixels, things like that. That's really helpful. You're gonna really get used to the fact that Polar has a lot of different icons, and it's really easy to get used to which is which. So over here are your filters. There's a lot of different filters that Polar has that I really do think are nice. You can add text to your photos here. This one is a little bit more so for if you're doing portrait photos. You can retouch the face, things like that. You can even remove blemishes with Polar. Here you can crop the image, rotate, resize. This is where you'll find your overlays. Over here you have your color. There's a lot of different colors, light, detail. You can even do curves and toning, which I use a lot. Over here you're gonna have your mask, brush, color, things like that, luminance even. You have your history right here, and as you can see, we're starting with the original photo, and then over here is your undo button. Now, something I also really like about Polar is how easy the interface is, and they really make your photo the primary thing here. So let's get started. This is a photo I shot at the New York Public Library. It's a really good example. There's a lot of details in this photo. There's kind of like a primary orangey color to it, so let's see what we can get out of it. I am going to do no filter on this actually, but we are going to start with adjustments, and I always like to start with color. When I look at this, I see a lot of oranges, a lot of browns. Let's start with the temperature. Now, you see if we go all the way up here, it's pretty unrealistic, all the way down there. So we're gonna go a little bit, not too orange though, there's enough going on here. The tint, we are going to actually, we're gonna bring that just down a smidge. I'm thinking -4, yeah, that'll be good. Vibrance, we can come up with that. Saturation, too much there, but I do want to bring a little bit of this orange out, so we're gonna make that about, let's do 10. I think that looks good. One thing I really like about Polar is if you take your 2 fingers, if you're using a Mac, you put it on the keypad here, it goes right back to the original, so you can kind of see how much you maybe distorted the image or something like that right away and kind of compare back to back. So I really like that, and sometimes that tells you where you need to adjust, which tells me that the temperature is too much, so we're gonna bring that down. Okay, let's go through some of the other effects here. Let's go down to actually curves. So we're gonna do red, and we're gonna bring, so we wanna bring the curves of the red just down a bit. I really wanna bring some of those browns out in this photo. So we're gonna go there. Now, something I'm looking at, I'm kind of a weirdo here, and I just wanna go over here and kind of go to crop, because I'm thinking I kind of wanna adjust. I'm looking at the line, so there's a lot of lines in this photo, which I do a lot of architectural photos, so I'm always looking at lines, and I just want to make sure the line makes sense here, and I'm thinking I might just have been off by a little bit. Like that's better. As you can see, I've cropped it just a bit, but now my OCD can go away with this. Alright, now we're gonna go back over here to light. Now, contrast needs to come up in this photo. We want to bring some of the richness out. We're going to bring the brightness down, but at the same time, I want to bring the exposure up. Yes. Now doing that really, that made me happy. Yeah, it's looking good. Okay, now we got blacks. This is how it looks if we bring it all the way down. This is how it looks if we bring it all the way negative or positive. I just want to bring a little bit of blackness into it. There's not a lot of shadows in this photo. There's a few. Let's just bring that up a bit. So this is the original. This is what we got so far. I'm liking it. Let's go back up here to color though, because I think, you know, it's just so beautiful at the top right there. I really want to, I think if we bring the saturation up, but not too much, we can really start to see what we need to see here. Okay. So we got all that done, and I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. So that's how Polar works. It's pretty simple. It has your basic photo editing, but I kind of just went through the tools that I really like to use when I'm just want to make a few adjustments to a photo. Like I said, you can use it on your phone, you can use it on your computer. It's completely free, and it does a good job of really allowing you to get the most out of your photos. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.